So, you want to learn how to use SFM, but you don't know where to start. Let me just delete that first of all. First thing you want to do is close out a source filmmaker. I know it's super dumb, and also I'm sorry if I sound really monotone. It's just kind of sick, but um, basically you want to open up Steam. You probably already know how to download games on Steam, so I'm not gonna go over that. You're gonna want to go to your home. You're gonna want to click on Source Filmmaker, then you're gonna go to Workshop. This is where you can get your models, your maps, your whatever. There are default maps. There are default maps, there are default models like the Scout and stuff. But if you want to get cool models for free, by the way, they're free. Even though it's called Workshop, it's kind of dumb. You're gonna want to do these. So let's just say I'm gonna get a. Let's just look here. This Withered Freddy model. You're just gonna hit subscribe. Press my fan. You're gonna want to hit subscribe to the model, and you're also gonna want to go find a map. Hey, by the way, you don't need to follow everything I'm doing. They're all unique. And also, you can use these at the side to like limit like the what you can find. Like I clicked on map checkbox of the map, and now I find these maps, like only maps. All right, so now I already subscribed to this map, but now I got a map, and now you can actually open up Source Filmmaker. So just give me a sec. Also, when I said that everything's unique, I really just meant it's all the same. But yeah, maybe a little bit different. But yeah, you're gonna want to name your session. It should say session for you if you just have not created like your own session or whatever. But you can just name it whatever, and then just hit create. And then you have no map loaded. And this is probably where you've been stuck if you've ever tried to create an SFM animation without a tutorial. So you're gonna want to right click, hit load map, and then just type in your map. And one thing that can help is that, okay, I just got this pop up. I just got this pop up from SFM. Anytime you get this pop up, just say yes to all. It's safe. Don't worry. One thing that can help is that you can scroll down until you find includes, and then you can just Control C, Control V the name into the map. Hold on. And then if you can't find it, you may have to rescan, and then you'll open it. If you can't, if it for some reason doesn't work, just close and reopen SFM. And you have to wait a little bit for the map to load. May vary on the way, like how much time it takes based on like your computer. But yeah. And I now just realized that I moved over here without telling you guys how to move over there. Luckily, there's a default way to get back, but you don't really need to learn it. It's not important. You just hit no camera, then move the camera. And the way you move the camera is that you left click on your mouse. Yeah, this whole tutorial is going to be done on a mouse, and it's different for a trackpad. So, yeah, you may want to look up the tutorial, because as of right now, I don't plan on doing that. But you can rotate the camera with the left click, and then you can move with WASD while holding down left click. And that's how you can move your camera. And now that you move your camera, you can now do scene setup. And by the way, it may be different for you because of how I have no lighting enabled, and it may have lighting enabled as your default setting. So you just right click, hit enable lighting or disable lighting, and it does exactly that. Now you're gonna want to add a model. So you're gonna hit this plus sign over here, go to create animation set for new model, then type in whatever. Just yeah. I'm gonna open up I'm gonna open up Steam and try to find the model again. Now, if you want to find your recent, like the models you just downloaded, hit browse, subscribed items, and then there you go. Now you can just copy this into SFM. And also, I've been doing this for a while, so I have like a billion items in SFM. So that's why I'm teaching you how to find exact things like the by using this. You can just type in stuff and it'll probably work. Like if I type in Withered Freddy, shit. Okay, I accidentally just added an extra D. You can get models that have that in its name. I found this one. Yeah, that seems to be the model I downloaded. Alright, you now have your model. Now that you have your model, you're gonna want to probably move it. And the way you're gonna do that is that you're gonna hit this down here, called the motion editor, and then you're gonna want to hit Control. This and like hold down Control. And now we're gonna get into moving the model. I just already said that. And you're gonna want to click on the relative like bone area of what you want to move. Like if I want to move the upper arm, it's probably gonna default to the move editor, and that'll move the thing. But you probably want to rotate it. So the way you're gonna do that is you're gonna hit the E key, or you can hit these down here, and then now you get this. And if you want to move it to like exact or precise coordinates, you can touch like you can click on the lines and then drag them, so that way you can get the exact pose you want. And now we're just gonna kind of fuck around and find out here, so just give me a sec. Also, if you want to, I just now realized I should probably tell you this. If you want to move around the whole model, you're gonna want to click on bip_pelvis or that general area, and then you can move around the model. Alright, back to work. Alright, I got my pose done, and if you're wondering where my, um, if you're wondering where the eyes went, I literally just dragged them down through the map, and you can do, and I'm gonna do the same with them, like, this is what I mean by drag down, by the way. Alright, and now you got your pose. Now that you've gotten your pose, you're probably gonna want to add some stuff to it, such as, my opinion, I think the size is too small, so to scale it, you're gonna want to go to either root transform or bip pelvis, and you're gonna want to right click and go add scale control to models, or what did it say? To transforms, my bad. And then you're gonna want to drag this slider, okay? And then you're gonna want to just find what you think is the right size. So, alright, I found what I think is the like a generally good size for Freddy. And now what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna right click and hit enable lighting again. If you didn't have that before, how did you do this? Then you're gonna want to go to the plus sign where you added models, except you're gonna want to create a new animation set for new light. And then you're gonna want to the way you're gonna move the light is that you're gonna click and drag it to the viewport. And then you're gonna let go, and then now you can move it around like a camera. And then and then you move the sliders around the same way you moved the scale of the animatronic or model. But I'm just gonna call it the animatronic just because I'm using an animatronic. Also, these sliders that say color red and green, these are a lie. They don't actually turn. Green turns it red, red turns it blue, I think. Yeah, and then blue turns it yellow. I know It's weird. Just kind of fuck around and find out. Alright, and a lot of these settings, I've been using SFM for what, like 200 to 300 hours, and I still don't know what most of these settings do. I know radius, you have to like press tab to switch to the view to timeline stuff, and radius makes it look better, but it makes it lag a little bit more, so yeah. Now I've gotten a mostly completed shot. Although if you want like cool and like more cinematic lighting, you're gonna want to add more lights and pose them in cooler like and to make it look cooler. Like I'm gonna move this light behind Freddy, and now it kind of looks like he's glowing. I'm gonna kind of pose, and I'm gonna kind of make it go a little bit of the same color. Actually, you know what? Screw it. Just make it like completely different. Give me a second to find this out. Alright, I got a comfortable lighting placement. And now you've got an art piece, basically. I know it's weird to call it that, but yeah, it's pretty much it. And now you've done that. What have I covered? I've covered lighting, models. By the way, you don't always. I'm not using the first camera for like moving all this stuff around. You're gonna want to use your work camera, so that way so that way you don't move the camera, and you don't have to place it back every time. Yeah, there you go. Now that you've posed the thing, and you can stop here if you want to create a poster, although I'm not going to do that. So we're going to create an animation, which is probably what you downloaded SFM for. So this I didn't really plan to make an animation. Now that I think about it, this couldn't really fit most things. Although actually, hold on, I can do this. Wait, what am I doing? I haven't even told you guys about the graph editor. Okay, so the graph editor doesn't have anything involving math or anything, so don't worry about it. You just click on what looks like a heart monitor kind of thing, and then this is where you add your frames for animation. I know, shocking. And when you're gonna wanna I'm gonna lock the arm in place, so you're gonna wanna hit the lock icon. You're gonna wanna hit the lock icons like check boxes over here to lock the thing in place. What the hell happened? Okay, yeah, that also I forgot that's also a consequence of locking, is that it sets back to the default size. I'm pretty sure that it's the default size. So it may do that, so you may just wanna like I don't know. Oh yeah, the way you move between frames is by hitting the right and left arrow key. And if you want to go to the beginning of the animation, you hit the up key. If you want to go to the end, you're gonna hit the down key. Alright. So and then we're gonna start actually animating. Alright, so the way you're gonna want to animate in SFM is I'm just gonna move Freddy's arm. So let's say I'm gonna want to move it like up in this example. So what you're gonna want to do is that you don't actually have to like move it every individual frame like this. You don't need to do that. Oh yeah, use the scroll wheel to zoom into the graph editor. That's all I really needed to tell you there. Let's just say you want the motion to be complete on frame 5, for example. So what you're gonna want to do is that you're just gonna skip over to frame 5, and then you're gonna move it like that, and then a source filmmaker will just automatically. This goes for most animation, like most 3D animation sites or softwares. It'll just fill in for you, which is great. What am I doing now? Hold on. Now animation in itself is a completely different skill that you're gonna want to have to get used to. But if you want it to look better than just it abruptly, like just coming to a stop, one way you can do that is by just hitting M to create a new keyframe, so that way it stays there for a second, and then let's just say 2 frames later, it bounces back a little bit, and now it looks a little bit more natural. Okay, maybe not 6 frames. Fuck me, dude, I can't. Not when I'm recording. Not when I'm recording a tutorial, I can't actually do things well. Of course. Whatever. What I'm gonna do is, let's just make Withered Freddy just kind of like, I don't know, reach for you. I don't know where this is going. I didn't plan this out, I'm sorry. Just, no, it's good. Just, I'm gonna make a whole new thing. Alright, I got this animation of Withered Freddy turning his head. And I'd say that's just pretty good for right now. This is a tutorial. This isn't an animation tutorial, how to do good animation. Although, there's an issue that'll come with this, and I'll explain that now. Let's say you want the animation to, like, just suddenly start moving. Like, you know what I mean? Like, let's say we want the jaw to, like, be there for a second. Like, we want the jaw to be still for a second, and then we want it to, like, open. You know what I mean? Now, it'll come with an awkward glide. And the way you're going to want to get rid of that awkward glide is that you're going to want to just repeatedly hit M. Alright. So, yeah, that kind of sucks, but it's just a consequence with animating and having hobbies and having fun. So, yeah. Now let's say that we want to create a different shot. Like, let's say we want the camera to, like, move to a different area. You know what I mean? So, give me a second. So what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to hit tab, or just go to the clip editor if it doesn't like work, if it works differently for you. You're gonna want to go to the time that you want the camera to change, and then you're gonna want to hit the B key on your keyboard and then select the new shot. Then you're gonna want to move the camera around to whatever you want. So also, any changes that you make to the shot is permanent for only this shot. So, like, let's say I want Freddy's arm to be moved there, right? It doesn't affect it on this shot. Also, I'm just going to explain this now. Motion editing is made for editing motion. Graph editor is for creating it. Alright, cool. Also, to undo something, you hit Control and Z. Cool. Alright, now I got this in a comfortable pose. I've gotten everything working. And now I'm going to just add another model in. Alright, and I'm going to add Michael Afton to it. And you can find him under this name. You can just kind of type that in. This thing has some really great models, by the way. Like, these are really good. Like, weirdly, really good. Alright, now I got this Michael Afton model, and this is actually perfect because I want to teach you about locking items to other items. Which basically means that I'm going to make Michael Afton hold a flashlight, and it's going to move with his arm. Alright, so the way you're going to do this is that you're going to go find the model, like, here. I'm going to click on static prop, and then I'm going to find it, and now I'm going to click on Michael Afton's hand, and then I'm going to try to find that. And then you're going to have to kind of memorize the locations, and then you're going to have to drag the names down to the checkboxes, hit tab again, and now you can move the arms and see if it works out. And in my case, it did. Now you can, this is the default. Okay, so this is the default height and scale, so that's probably why locking is weird. So now you can add scale to the model, and now it'll actually move with it. So if you're wanting to scale a model, oh crap, it's clipping to the floor. You want to lock the item before you do that. And now I'm gonna add a flashlight, like, you know, light. And the way you're gonna want to do that is close these. Then you're gonna want to go to the property, and then you're gonna want to left click, right click, and DAG utility menu, and then you're gonna want to create lights. And now you create a bunch of these. I know, weird. You can actually delete most of those lights, and then you're just gonna want to kind of position the light to where you like it. Let me see. Does that work? Yeah. Alright, now I've adjusted it to where I like it. And let's see. Alright, and now I'm just gonna animate kind of Michael running away, I guess. So, let me do that. Actually, before I do that, I'm gonna teach you how to move the eyes. Because if I disable lighting, which is perfect for if you want to get lighting out of the way and actually want to animate better, if you try to move the eyes, there's no rig for it. So, and that usually goes for humans, like human models. So you're gonna go to face, go to eyes, and sometimes it'll go under unknown, but most times it'll go under face. Then you can drag these sliders how you drag scaling and lights and stuff like that, and you're gonna want to position them however you like them. And yeah, this also goes for mouths, although there's usually a rig, but this just kind of helps. So let's see. Let's just make him like, I don't know, confused. Alright, now I've gotten this. Alright, and now I'm gonna add sound. So how you add sound is that you're gonna wanna go back here. Alright, and then you're gonna wanna go down to, there's 3 sections: music, dialogue, effects. You're gonna left click, right click on whatever part of it you wanna go to. I'm gonna put a dialogue. Alright, you're gonna wanna click, I'm sorry, I'm moving too fast. I do these things like on a daily basis. I'm sorry. I do this like without thinking. I'd clip the track, and now if you want to add custom sounds, you're going to want to open your browser, go to YouTube, and type in whatever sound effect you want. Like, I'm going to type in, alright, now that I've got, what the fuck is this? Now that I've gotten, now that you kind of, okay, fuck. Now that you've typed in whatever you want to type in, and now that you've found what you've found, you're going to want to also open a new tab, and then you're going to want to type in this, or just, like, you're going to want to type in either this URL, or you're going to type in YouTube to MP3 converter. And then you're going to want to go to YouTube, your YouTube tab, Control-C the URL, or this, and then you're going to want to Control-V it into here, and then convert. And it's going to take a sec. Now that it's downloaded, or now that it's finished, you're going to want to download it, and it's going to export as an MP3, but you don't want that. But you're going to have to do that. Because screw you, that's why. Now the reason why you don't want to do that, first of all, we're going to put it actually into SFM, so open up Steam, then you're going to want to go to library, and then you're going to type in Source Filmmaker if you can't find it here, and then you're going to want to, because I have it under Games and Software, although you may just have it under Games as default, you're going to want to right click on SFM, Manage, Browse Local Files. Then you're going to want to hit Game, go to User Mod or Workshop, whichever one you want. Then go to Sound. And then you're going to want to add a new tab here, which I bet you didn't even think you could do. And then put it in the sound thing, the sound file. close out of it, and this is all. I don't know why I'm doing this all just to prove that it's not gonna work. If the reason, see of how these are all waves, you're gonna want to convert it to a wave, and that's not. And the reason why, I don't know. It just fucking hates you. I don't know. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Wait. If you haven't watched my videos, you don't get what those sound like. Alright, so the way you're gonna want to convert it is that you're gonna type in Audacity. I'm gonna walk you through this. And then you're gonna find this, download Audacity, then just install it, do it, and do all that shit, and then you're gonna open it. I know you probably didn't want to download a separate program, but just humor me. This actually, gets to work. Then you're gonna want to import audio. Although you're gonna have to put back the audio. You're gonna have to put back the audio from the game to downloads. So where is it? It's in sound. You may have to do the browse local files thing again, but I've done so many times that it just kind of goes into um it's just kind of a default like quick thing for me. I don't know how else to explain it, but then you're gonna want to go to import audio, double click on this, and then now you're gonna want to file, export as wave. That was kind of the whole point of this. So, and then it's gonna copy the same name. Although if you want to make sure you can distinguish it, just put wave or something else. And then you're gonna want to close out of it. You don't have to save the project. Don't worry. Now, if you go to your files, it should be there. Then you can Then you can do that. And now, if I close it out, or if I reopen it actually, now I can do the same thing as I did before, except now, go to File Explorer, and then you can if you can't remember, just look through the File Explorer again. You're gonna have to do the whole rescan thing, since it was a new thing that you just added. And then open it, and now it works. Alright? And I'm gonna just kind of add more things, add more sounds to it, so that way it's kind of more complete. Alright, and now I've added a robotic sound to when Freddy turns his head. Now, I'm gonna move this shot to there, right click on it, or left click on it, select it basically, and then go back and just kind of do this. And then add a new light just so that way it's easier to see Mike. Alright, now I'm just gonna rewatch it. You're gonna have to rewatch your project a lot if you want, like, to get it right, which I know sucks, but you're just gonna have to do it. And now you're gonna have to do the worst thing ever conceived on this planet. The worst thing that I wouldn't wish upon my enemy. Lip syncing. I just got out of rewatching the recording and I just realized that you guys couldn't hear it, so it sounded really awkward. So I'm sorry, but just humor me, okay? It works. It works. I promise. But I'm gonna just start animating lip syncing and stuff like expressions. and so fucking making him talk. Alright, now now I've gotten the animation done. And now it's time to export it. So that way you can upload it to YouTube, or you could just save the animation so that way, you know, you don't have to remake it every time. Which you don't want to, trust me. You're gonna want to hit Control M, save the document. Please, for the love of God, save your document. I created my own folder in File Explorer called SFM Animations. Do that as well. Trust me. Just trust me. Alright, now that you've done that, go to those three dots, go to My Computer, Windows, SFM Animations, which is a new thing that you just created. I'm just gonna call it, just call it whatever. I'm gonna call it Microshocked or whatever. Sure. That's get sure. Alright, export it, and now it's gonna take a while, but yeah. I accidentally closed out of it because of how I didn't, because of how just whatever. I accidentally closed out of it, but if you want to reopen the thing, you're just gonna want to click open recent. Alright? And I forgot to mention this, but if you're when you want it to be finished, like when you want the animation to be finished, you can just press V and then select a shot, delete the shot, and then you're gonna want to drag on. You see these little lines at the end here? You're gonna want to drag it to the end of your shot. And if you want to be very precise about it, you can zoom in and make sure you got the perfect shot. I actually got that first try, I'm pretty proud of myself. And I'm just gonna add music, and then that'll be the finished shot. Alright, now that I've made my final changes, you're gonna want to go to File, Export, Control M, or just hit Control M. I'm sorry if I'm being inconsistent here. Export movie. The default settings are fine. And now we wait. Alright, now that I've gotten that, now you can do editing. I use CapCut. I use CapCut for editing. So, yeah. Just, yeah. If you want to do editing here, go ahead. Now you're going to want to open up YouTube, upload, or it's going to show like a little camera plus icon. Just click that. Now select file, or you could just drag and drop it, but, you know, I'm going to do that. I'm going to just, alright, now, where, let's see, hold on. You name it, you put a description if you want. You can make your own thumbnail, which I'll teach you how to do images when you gotta do them for thumbnails and stuff. Next episode. So yeah, you can make your own like playlist for your animations, which I do. Add cards, visibility, and make it public if you want. You need to just put that as a default thumbnail. Alright, and you're good to go. See you next time.